Meet Dan. Dan has been working as a corporate co-engineer for the past 6 years. Recently, Dan applied for a new credit card, only to find a few days later that he was denied. Understandably, Dan is stunned. He's always been careful with his credit and has a good, stable income. What gives? Well, there are a few possibilities. Some of them are benign, like Dan not meeting an unusual credit card company policy. Others, however, are not as great, in particular, identity theft. This is when someone steals your personal information, like a social security number, and then uses it to do everything from opening credit cards, to getting new loans, to stealing your tax refund, all in your name. While this is certainly bad enough, the other problem with identity theft is that even though the accounts are in your name, you may not get the bill for them. This can make it incredibly difficult to discover the crime, and thus it's not uncommon to find out like Dan did, through an oddly denied application. In fact, there's really only one sure way to find out if you've been a victim of identity theft: your credit report, simply because it details every account you've ever opened, willingly or not. If you're not sure what this report is or how to get it, be sure to check out our video, Credit Scores Reports 101, as well as the free website annualcreditreport.com. But let's assume Dan understands his report and just checked it. What did he find? Well, sure enough, Dan found 3 mysterious credit card accounts, all with massive overdue payments. Dan is at a loss. What should he do? Well, his first step is actually his only step. Go to the free federal website identitytheft.gov. This website is fantastic. Not only is it incredibly easy to use and navigate, but it's also comprehensive, walking you through step by step exactly what you need to do to resolve any type of identity theft problem. In fact, it's so good, it allows us to skip ahead to our final topic, the 10 rules Dan and everyone else needs to follow to avoid future identity theft and fraud. Rule 1. Check your credit report at least once a year for suspicious activity. If you see some, don't delay. Go to identitytheft.gov immediately. Rule 2. Regularly check your monthly statements and bills for suspicious charges. In addition, if you can, try to go paperless, as these documents are much harder to steal in their online form. Rule 3. Shred all personal and financial documents before putting them in the trash. Rule 4. Keep any personal and financial records you don't want to shred, like your tax returns or social security card, in a safe place. Rule 5. Be incredibly suspicious when someone asks you to wire money. It's the modern day equivalent of paying in cash, and thus almost impossible to get back or trace. No wonder it's a con artist's favorite. Rule 6. Don't respond to emails, texts, or phone calls asking you for your personal or financial information, even if they seem official, like an email from your bank. If you're truly concerned, avoid the message and instead call the financial institution directly. Rule 7. Always shield your PIN and password whenever you enter them. Rule 8. Use strong passwords and make sure your computer is protected by a strong firewall and up-to-date antivirus and anti-malware protection. Rule 9. Whenever shopping online, be sure to check the beginning of the URL for a little green lock. This indicates the site is secure. Finally, Rule 10. Don't click on sketchy internet job offers, like those promising you a guaranteed amount of income while working from home. These are scams, plain and simple. Hopefully you and Dan now better understand how to avoid and deal with fraud and identity theft. If you want to see more educational material or our financial product recommendations, be sure to check out our website.